Let's welcome Damiano David to the stage.
Hello. Sorry, these pants are long. Hello. Hello. Hi. Hey. Ooh,
It's good to see you.
good to see you.
Thanks for coming.
Of course.
It's kind of chilly up here. Did you guys know that? I didn't either.
I'm cold. I'm actually cold. Damn. I was just setting it up. It was planned.
So we're going to have a little talk for a few minutes, then we're going to do some audience questions, and then Damiano's going to perform. Boom. So you and I met a few months ago. I was doing a story on you on your record, and we met at a bar in downtown LA. And I feel like usually when I interview somebody, like at a bar, I try to follow their lead. If you want to do a beer, great. Whiskey, let's whiskey it up. My man had an orange juice.
It was 11 in the morning.
That's true. But it got me wondering, are you an orange juice?
I'm an orange juice. Yeah, I'm an
Man.
OJ guy. Yeah, of course.
Yeah?
Orange juice, apple juice, juices in general, they're good. Vitamins.
What's the hierarchy of juices? What's numero uno juice?
No, orange, like pressed orange.
Yeah.
It's top tier. Then apple juice. Then regular orange juice. I don't fuck much with pineapple.
Yeah, I was wondering if there was like an off-limits juice.
It's like too sweet, you know.
Tomato?
Oh, tomato, no. Tomato for pasta.
Yeah. That's good. At that time, I think you were busy like moving house, like to LA.
Yeah. I think in the act of moving. I
Yeah.
was still unboxing stuff. Hi, I know you.
Are you still in boxes, or have you gone through that?
Still a few boxes.
Yeah.
Because you know how it is. Like you get in, you're super excited, you unbox a bunch, and then you're like, yeah, I'll do it later.
Yeah.
And then like 2 years later, you're like, where's the jacket?
Yeah. Is LA to your liking? I mean, when we spoke, you sort of told me that, look, you moved to LA for your partner, for work. Now you've been here for a good long while. I mean, is LA a place you could see yourself being for the long haul?
I don't think I could spend like the rest of my life here.
Yeah.
I think it's a cultural thing. Like I'm used to way smaller city, more human-sized cities, and I like to do things walking and not take the car for everything.
Yeah.
But in this specific moment of my life, it was the right place to be. I feel home. I have my community. I have my things, and I've always had a love-hate relationship with Los Angeles. The first years I was coming here because I think that right. Because I think that if you're not resolved, if you don't really know what you want, the city has a lot of distraction and might pull you into things that don't really belong to you, like it happened to me. But at the same time, if you have your goals set and your personal life set, it's a very good place to be.
Do you drive?
I do drive.
Did you drive? I mean, did you drive like in Rome before you moved to
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's easy to drive here.
Compared to Rome?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, guys.
That's funny. Okay, so your debut solo album is called Funny Little Fears, and you talk a lot on the record. You talk a lot on the record about anxieties, about misgivings, about doubts, and like I was thinking, like, look, certainly with Måneskin, the way that people got to know you, you're on stage, a fair amount of swag, adventurous wardrobe choices. I wonder if people would find it hard to think or to believe that this is a guy with a lot of anxieties and a lot of doubts. Do you know what I mean?
For me, that was the goal of this record from my point of view. Like I've always been against this, the romanticization of artists and of the industry in general. And of course, it's like our passion, and so it's a privilege to do this job. But at the same time, it's a job, and it comes with all the pressures and responsibilities of other jobs. And so there's ups and downs. And I think that like the main difference with other jobs is that you're constantly on the line under the spotlight. So like every little move you do can be a game changer, positively or negatively. And that's something that affects you especially when like me, you start at 16 and your personality is not fully formed. I kind of found myself into this blender of opportunities and experiences that was beautiful from one side, and from the other side I feel like it kind of denied me to develop my own personality. And it's like I've been the same person since I was 16 to 24, and it's like 8 years of my life where so much was happening that it's like nothing was happening for me, because I was so focused on actually bringing home all the things that I was supposed to do, rather than developing my personality and, overcome your insecurities that when you're 16 they look giant, and then you just grow out of it. And I feel like I didn't have the chance to do it. And to make this album was also a way for me to kind of reappropriate of my, thank you, of my late teenage and young adult years.
Was does it talk about the things you talk about on this record? Do you feel like they would have been hard or even impossible to talk about in Måneskin? Is that accurate?
I think it would have been impossible for me to feel to be when I write for the band. I write for everybody, for all the four pieces of the band. So of course it's my point of view, but there's also their point of view. And if you have to talk about things that are so specific to the individual, of course we had different experiences and we lived our fame and success and everything in of course in the same way, because we were together, but in different ways personally. So it's like I couldn't possibly do it, because in order to involve their experience I would have to take out mine, and as a result it wouldn't be not as personal, because it is personal everything I do with the band as well, but it's not like a direct line between me and the listener. It's like more of a, you know big phone call and then the information arrives later. So it was the only way to do what I planned to do.
You when we talked, you sort of told me that you had tried working with various people in the kind of LA songwriting scene, some of which went well, some of which
I
didn't go
remember
well.
what you're talking about.
Yeah. But eventually you did find your people.
Yes.
You made this record kind of with a number of people, but I think Jason Evigan, Mark Schick, Sarah Hudson, these people are kind of seem like your OGs on this record.
Yeah.
I wonder, when you found them, when you locked in with them, what is it that you felt like you'd kind of found as collaborators?
I am not I'm not at all a technical musician. Like I don't have much study behind me and everything. So I don't judge people based on like how cool technically they are. It's like it's really a vibe thing for me. And so like after a bunch of sessions, I was seeing that yes, we were coming out with good songs, in my opinion. Yes, the vibe in general was good, but what really convinced me to keep working with them was that after a song was made, the level of enthusiasm between me and them was the same, and I really was able to see that they cared about this music at least as much as me. And all of them, they had like massive hits with massive artists, and the fact that they still have that type of enthusiasm, and that they're not constantly chasing the hit and the numbers. They're like resolved under that point of view, and they really want to just make music that they feel proud of. It's what really made me stick with them.
Was this one of these situations where you wrote had tons of songs that are sitting on a hard drive somewhere, or
I
not so
have a
much?
lot of songs. I have the file. It's 74 songs.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's 54 sitting. No, there's oh my god. I never finished school. That's a 58. 58.
The vault is robust.
I'm a singer, okay?
Let's talk about a couple of songs, specific songs on the record, and sort of how they happened. I think the first time is a really interesting song. I mean, it seems to me as a listener that this is a song about the first time you met your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Accurate?
Yeah, that's true. Accurate.
I mean, it's a very vivid. You say, before this, I was a colorless painter, a man with no sight. That's a pretty vivid metaphor.
Yeah, no. I've always been I am kind of a cold person, like in a way that I experience a lot of feelings, but I manifest 15% of that. Like if the coolest thing in the world happens, I'm like, sick. I'm very like modest, and so also in the way I perceived love and like romantic relationship, I always was kind of very cynic. Like, yes, love is a thing, but eventually it ends and shit like that. And then when I met my current partner, it's like she reshaped the idea that I have of love. I truly think that it's something that can actually last forever. That it's something that you can find everywhere. Like what really surprises me of her every day is like how she looks at the world and how even the smallest things for her are this incredibly emotional thing and everything. And so it's really like she opened my eyes to the beauty of the world and to the infinite possibilities, and she's trying to give me that ability of finding beauty even in the smallest things. Still working on it, but but I mean definitely better.
Would your exes agree that you used to be a cold bastard?
No, no, not a cold bastard. I'm not a dick. Never been. I'm quite fair, and also like when I commit, I commit. It's more of a the child in me was very shut down. So like every reaction I had was very logical and very like analyzing everything. I wasn't really letting myself be surprised and be enthusiastic anymore as a form of like protection and everything. And no one so far was able to kind of give me that spark, and she did it. So
Interesting.
good job. Thank you.
In Sick of Myself is maybe like the most vulnerable song on the record, at least to my ears. And I wondered if, like, again, kind of like going back to what we were saying with Måneskin, like, I don't know if I would describe that performance style as vulnerable. I think that's not the image I got from it. Whereas in this, you're really kind of like laying yourself bare. And I wondered if that felt scary at all.
It didn't, because I like every time I was going to a session, I was entering the room with the goal of being as vulnerable as possible. It was really what I was missing. I think that there's a form of vulnerability in the way we perform with the band with Måneskin, because the putting yourself physically that much in front of people, it's like accepting to be criticized and like
Yeah,
vulnerable to people's opinion.
yeah.
The real thing for me is that I felt misunderstood as a person, even more than as an artist. And so like the goal of this record for me was to kind of not let go, because it's part of me. Like everything I did with the band, it's a huge part of me and it's a huge part of my personality, but I needed to add the other 70% of my personality and where all that stuff comes from. And also that I'm not a one layer person. Like there's many layers, and there's days where yes, I feel like I'm the coolest and I want to wear makeup and high heels and be loud and everything, and there's days where I hi puppy, and there's days where I just want to, kind of disappear and just be a person and not be under the spotlight. So I think that it's fair to give people the two sides of me, and it's fair also for myself.
When we talked last time, I asked you what song, like the 10-year ago version of you, would never have seen yourself singing, and you said "Sick of Myself," and I think you meant that in an emotional sense. I wonder if there's a song on this record that, like, in terms of your singing, you never would have seen yourself doing 10 years ago.
I don't know anything that has a falsetto in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't experiment much with falsetto in my career, so it was a new entry in my catalog for this album. It's fun to do. It's very thank you. It's very fun. But no, I think yeah, the majority of the songs I didn't know myself that I had it in my bag, and it was beautiful to actually discover this other side of me, musically speaking.
Solitude comes at the end of the record, and I feel like it has to come at the end of the
Yeah,
record.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? I mean, I guess I'm just going to sit here and quote your lyrics at you, which is the thing we can do. You say, I've got a funny little fear of driving. It's not the notion I might crash in a head-on collision. It's that sometimes I worry somebody's going to need a superhero and I'll fail the mission.
Yeah.
Bro, that's
Dude, that's fire. Yeah.
where was your head when these words came out?
That was funny because it's also the last song I physically wrote for the record. It really was the closing of a circle for me, and I understand that from an external point of view, this record is a huge shift, musically and personality wise, from what I did so far, and I wanted something that was kind of an explanation for the whole record, and this song it works as a kind of as a infos for being able to understand the rest of the record. It's really there's not a real reason behind all this. It's just that I needed to do it, and I don't even demand to be understood or to be supported. I just needed to do it, and I did it for myself, and in a healthy, selfish way. And that's what it is.
It's a beautiful song.
Thank you.
Born with a broken heart. I mean, in English we'd call it a bop. I think. What's Italian for bop? Is there a word? Or banger?
We say hit.
Hit.
Yeah.
Hit.
Hit.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
See, no, we don't have a word.
No special word.
No, we steal from America.
Would your would your parents have said, that song? I think. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but I interpret that song as sort of a declaration that you're a romantic person. You're a romantic.
Yeah,
And you always have been.
Yeah.
Would your parents say, as a kid, 6, 7, 8 years old, you had a romantic sensibility? You looked at the world that way?
I don't know.
I don't mean in terms of like
No,
girls. I mean in terms of like looking at the world with a certain kind of poetry.
I was a passionate kid.
That's what I mean.
In general, like I was dramatic and exaggerated, crying a lot, yelling and stuff. So there's
Crying a lot, you said?
Oh yeah, there's a form of romanticism in that.
Yeah.
It's like I've always experienced feelings in a very intense way.
Yes.
A little bit too much. But yeah, I think my mom would say it. My dad wouldn't say it. He would be like, he was a kid.
Right.
I don't know. He's not. He's not very like sentimental.
Yes. I mean, is this the Italian? I don't want to generalize, but is this the Italian in you that feels all the feels?
30%. Like I think, yeah, I think of course, like culturally, we're influenced and we're a little spoiled in like seeing beauty pretty much everywhere. So we're kind of used to that, and we expect it constantly in the world.
Yeah.
And I think that like the research of beauty and everything, it's part of my being very passionate. But then, yeah, I think there's also like just a cultural part. Being Southern European, we're a little loud and dramatic, but, you know.
Go back. I mean, I think if you're a musician, an American kid, you kind of grow up with a certain, not everybody, but some people grow up with a certain level of ambition, right? Oh, I'm going to move to LA, I'm going to move to New York, whatever, I'm going to make it. I wonder what you can say about the sort of nature of your ambition when you were a young kid, in Italy making music. What was the level of sort of, I'm going to be a success, I'm going to be a star?
It was quite big.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. When I was a kid, I think from one side a very beautiful and healthy delusion into thinking that whatever I'm gonna do, it's gonna work. I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna be number one everywhere. But at the same time, it was toxic because I put so many expectations on myself, and even when we did something that it's unthinkable when you start doing music in Italy, which is moving to America and being like nominated for AMAs, VMAs, Grammys, whatever. Even in that moment, it was still not enough for me, and I was still like, okay, this is the beginning of the next thing, and that really denied me to enjoy all the beautiful things and the once in a lifetime things that we did. So in the last, I would say 2 years, I started kind of working backwards with my ambition and like shifting it to stuff that it's more long lasting, because the satisfaction for a number one spot on Spotify or whatever, or an award nomination, it's beautiful, but it belongs to that moment, and it's something that you don't, if you don't confirm it over and over, it's eventually gonna expire. While I kind of shifted my focus on like my life, my health, my relationships, and those are way more long-lasting goals, and I feel better. I'm still ambitious with my music, but I don't make it like a life or death kind of deal. It's like if it goes well, great. If it doesn't, I'll make another record.
Yeah, I mean that's the crucial way to be, right? To find, as our friend Al Green down there would say, love and happiness. Hey, you got to like keep your eyes on that prize as opposed to, I mean, look, no shots at the AMAs. I'm sure it's a wonderful thing to win, but it can't define your life.
Yeah. And also something that you cannot control. So
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
I would much rather get there and be happy and have music that I love rather than get there and be stressed, overworked, and with music that like someone gave me because it's gonna work.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you think there's a version of your story, right, where you go along, somebody says, "Hey, kid, we're going to make you a star," and then you end up making music that you don't want to make and you have a horrible life and everything's terrible. I mean, like there is a version of that, right? Was that in your mind like, "Yo, this is something to avoid?"
Oh yeah, that's something to avoid. Then it started happening, and we fired the people that were making it happen, and we changed management. And yeah, that's, I would say that that's the death of musicians, where when the goal becomes more of the music itself, and you kind of give up your integrity and your music taste, and you start just, I don't know, singing stuff that doesn't belong to you. You might be very successful for a year, but it's miserable.
Yeah.
Like I never experienced that, but I feel looks miserable. Looks miserable.
R.I.P. to those managers, whoever they were, tried to steer you wrong.
They're doing fine.
You you are going on tour. Actually,
Yeah.
you're playing Lollapalooza this weekend.
Yeah. Like in 2 days.
And this is going to be I learned this piece of information, which is interesting to me. This will be your first full U.S. show ever
Ah, it's true.
as a solo act.
I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. because my other festival got canceled.
Right. You were going to be on Bonnaroo,
Yeah, but
and it got rained
rain.
out.
But yeah, I didn't think about it. I don't think much about these things.
Yeah.
I'm very like, who do I have to sing? And, and everything that's around, I'm like, oh yeah, right.
Yes.
I'm working. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. I mean, Lollapalooza, sick.
I saw you earlier this year at the El Rey. There was a small little gig. Some people here may have been there. And you definitely seemed in your element. Like that was, you seemed, I didn't have the impression that here is a guy who is doing something for the first time. Like you gave the vibe of a guy who knew what you were doing, even if it was a new context.
I did it for quite a lot of, quite a bunch of years.
Yeah.
No, for me, singing, it's a natural action. Like I'm a singer, so it's my job. He. But everybody here, I think, sings in their car, in the shower, and everything. It's such a natural action for us. And since the human race, it's walking on Earth, we sung and we beat our hands and we made music in every way. And so, being on stage looks like the most pressure, but for me it's the less pressure because it's like it's what I'm supposed to do. It's why I'm here, and also it's again, it's not a big deal. I'm singing. I'm doing such a like, it's like dancing, not professionally, but like moving to the music. It's something that comes naturally. Like for me, it's unthinkable to listen to music and not sing. So I'm on a stage. There's music. I'm gonna sing.
Yeah.
And I always try to do my best to keep it at this level. Like it's a game. It's something that I have to enjoy. If it becomes like a technical exercise and I'm there thinking, oh my God, I was a little flat there, it becomes miserable because then you start feeling the eyes on you.
Yeah.
The best way to do it is to actually have fun doing it, and thank God it's the most fun thing to do for me.
Are you a type who goes back, like athletes look at their like game film, right? To see what they did right, see what they did wrong. Do you go back and look at performances?
I give like a general look to see if like am I crazy that I think I was good or like I sucked the whole time, and
Yeah.
but after that like I see two songs, okay, I was singing right, cool.
Right.
Like it's not, I don't like compare performances with one with another. It's no, I try to keep it chill.
Yeah.
Then if it's live TV, yes, watch it. Because because that's when that's when if you fuck up they hear it.
After Lollapalooza, you're going to Europe in September, then
Yeah.
North America, November, December. The Wiltern sold out in November. Developing the live show for developing your live show, was it important to you to diverge in some ways from the band? Did you want it to be like a distinct thing?
Yes, but it's not something that I had to focus on. It's something that it's kind of inevitable.
Yeah.
I don't have that structure on stage. I don't have them.
Yeah.
And so the show is gonna look different, of course. The music is very different, and so as a result, the stage is gonna be different. The way I interpreted the stage is gonna be different. It's gonna be, of course, like tailored for this music. But again, it was not like a goal because I think I would really have to put a lot of effort to make the two things become similar. So I just don't do it.
Yeah. Rehearsing the band, I mean, is that something you guys are about to leave on tour. I assume this process has happened. You're playing tonight.
Actually, no. Actually, we're gonna start.
Just winging it.
We're gonna start in like a few weeks.
What kind of process was that to put together the band? I mean, different musicians than you've played with for X number of years.
My drummer, he's an amazing musician. He works with a lot of other artists, so he knew the good people to call and bring in. And I mean, honestly, I didn't change anything. Like we did the first rehearsals; they're all incredible musicians and a great hang also, which
Yes.
makes a lot of difference. So it was very easy. They're incredible. I didn't have to change much. Honestly, they're like way better musicians than me. So it's like I'm the singer, but they're the good stuff. I'm just
Well, another thing you and I talked about was this idea that like this is an interesting moment for men pop singers. In some ways, you could say it's an endangered species. We don't see as many as we used to. This is a moment the past 7 to 10 years
yeah,
that's been
yeah.
pretty thoroughly dominated by women.
And it's not bad.
Yeah, of course.
I think
So
it's a good thing.
I wonder what it feels like to well, talk about that actually for a beat. Like a good thing. Why? Talk about that. What does that mean for pop music?
I don't think it means anything for pop music. I think pop music is the reflection of pop culture, and so it means that hopefully the pop culture is starting to take women more seriously. And music, it's a great stage to show that, and I think they're showing it. And us boys, it's good to take a moment and shut the fuck up for a second, you know. Now let's do the same switch, but in the industry, not with the singers. I think that would be good to refresh a little.
Does it? I mean, some of the icons that you've sort of been compared to in the course of your career. It flashes back to a time in the '70s and the '80s when the Freddie Mercurys of the world were sort of rising as these iconic rock singers. And like I'm saying, I don't think that we're in a moment where that's. I'm not saying it was easy for people like Freddie Mercury. I'm just saying it seems the lane doesn't seem like what it used to be. I wonder when you looked out and you looked at pop music or music as a place to sort of get into, did it seem like, yeah, there's a place for what I want to do?
I think there's a place for everyone. Like literally, I think that in the last few years, like it's always been like that, but in the last few years, it's becoming very violent. The way that they want us artists and the audience to think about music as a competition. Like if he did 10 million streamings more than you suck. He's great. Like that's not true. There's a lot of venues.
Yeah.
There's infinite space on the internet. We don't even consume music physically anymore. So it's literally like my success doesn't take away from anyone else's success, and the fact that like now pop music is dominated by women doesn't take anything away from male. Like they're working better. Like it's very it's not a competition. It's just like stuff that happens, and it's a cycle, and like in a year it's gonna change, and it's gonna be dominated by bands, and then K-pop again, and then hip hop again, like whatever.
Yeah.
It's really something that we cannot control, and so I would much rather not even try to control it and just make my music, and hopefully next year is my year. And I think that there's really like space for everybody.
Yeah. And you make an interesting point about the competitiveness
Yeah.
of the music industry. And I wondered if that came as an unwelcome surprise when you first, when you were a younger musician.
No, because when I started, I was very competitive. And when I
Okay.
started, I loved that. I wanted to like, destroy everything, and like, I was like Thanos.
Yeah.
But I just grow out of it, and again, I really perceive the fact that I'm able to do music as a living doesn't have to become a pressure, doesn't have to become like, oh, if he makes success, I'm not gonna make success. It's like it's such a huge privilege that I make a living out of what I dreamt about doing when I was a kid, that I think the healthiest and best thing that we can do also for music itself is to kind of erase that like competitiveness and pressure, and
Yeah.
literally just make music
Yeah.
that you like, possibly. Thank you.
Before we get to audience questions, what can you say about, when you look out for the next year? Obviously, you're touring basically through Christmas, through the end of the year.
Yeah.
What do you want in, I guess, 26? I mean, you imagine doing the solo project for a long time? You imagine going back to the band? What do you see?
I want vacations. I did 6 tours in the last 4 years. Vacation.
Yeah.
Vacation. And then everything. Like, I truly want to do everything. I want to do another solo project, one with the band, more than one with the band, more than one alone. Then I want to, I don't know, be creative there. Like, I want to do everything that music allows me to do.
Solo project, band, don't cancel each other out. They can run parallel.
No. If I have time in the middle to not die, they they can live together.
Yes. All right. All right. So I think we have some audience questions. Let's see. Thank you so much. All right. I'm going to be a little interpreter here. These are folks who've given some questions. So Lily wants to know, do you include personal messages in your songs that only you understand?
There's no like weird code that only I understand, but I think there's like I do a lot of references to like movies and famous people and like pop culture references, which I hope people get, but I don't think it's like very I don't know, like incomprehensible. I think that actually the fact that it's my second language makes my lyrics very straightforward, because I talk like a kid, kind of. I talk like I'm in 12.
All right. Emily would like to know, what is your current favorite song that you most connect to right now?
Okay, I have 2.
All right.
One, I heard it on the plane. You know when there's super lame music on the plane before it takes off? But there was a John Mayer song, and I did that very old-fashioned thing of like Shazamming music. And it's called The Heart of Life. It's a beautiful song by John Mayer. And lately, how good is Golden, that song from the K-pop Demon Hunt? That's so good. That really makes me revolutionary.
Last question. Favorite artist you've seen live? Boom. Big question.
I'm gonna see Lady Gaga in a couple of hours. So let's make it fast, okay?
That's a good one. I've seen the show. It's excellent. You're in for a treat.
She's probably gonna be my favorite one. Also, I'm going with my partner that's literally obsessed, so I have no choice.
Well, I'm sure the TikToks of the two of you will be TikToking tonight. So
Yeah. They do it.
thank you for your time, man.
Thank you.
All right. Damiano's going to perform, I think, in like mere seconds. So
Yeah.
you guys are in for a treat. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.